Hey folks, Jackdaw here. Prepare for a glimpse into the intricate world of Dragon Age Dreadwolf as we uncover the most influential factions that will shape the game's captivating narrative. From the cataclysmic events of Trespasser to the gripping pages of Tevinter Knights, Thedas has become a thriving hub of rallying factions united in their quest to stand against the Dreadwolf. Join me on a journey as we explore the dynamic movements of Thedas' most prominent factions, decipher their current strategies, and unravel the mysteries surrounding their inevitable encounters with our valiant new hero in Dad. You ready? Cool, let's start with a formidable one. First up we have Fen'Harel agents, otherwise known as Feneral Cultists. In the Tevinter Knights story titled Half Up Front, we are reintroduced to the formidable elven group known as Feneral Cultists or agents. Among them is an elf who cleverly disguises themselves as a human, working diligently to advance Solas' agenda. Adorned in a mysterious robe with a new enigmatic symbol, this attire serves as a distinctive dress code for Solas' spies. These agents are recruited covertly from the Dalish, with some elves secretly aligning themselves with Solas while others hold reservations. The primary objective of this agent in the story is to recover an artifact believed to be a fragment of the enigmatic Black City. By manipulating a conflict between the Qunari and Tevinter, the agent plans to frame an Altus thief with an ingenuine bomb attack. Such orchestrated chaos would ignite uncontrollable strife throughout Thedas, unveiling Solas' newfound recklessness and disregard for this world. To safeguard Solas' intricate scheme, the captured agent possesses concealed pills. Upon capture, the agent swiftly consumes one of these pills, ensuring their allegiance and knowledge remains hidden. This precautionary measure thwarts any potential exposure of Solas' grand plans, at least with his agents. And throughout Thedas, Solas' agents lurk in the shadows, unafraid to sow chaos and mayhem in their pursuit of fulfilling Solas' scheme. Next up, the Mortalitasi. Now, the Mortalitasi are a group of death mages and necromancers best known for their practice of binding spirits in the Grand Necropolis in Navarra. As witnessed in the short stories The Flame Eternal and Down Among the Dead Men, the Mortalitasi comprises different sections, including the Mourn Watch, who are responsible for safeguarding the Grand Necropolis, and the Guides of the Path, who oversee the handling of corpses. Additionally, undead skeletons bound by spirits fulfill various roles in service to the Mortalitasi. Now, recently, the Mortalitasi faced an attack from the Dreadwolf himself, who led hordes of demons to assault the Grand Necropolis. The Mortalitasi had planned a ritual to send the Qunari back north, but it required the use of the Red Lyrium idol, bound spirits, and blood magic. The ritual unintentionally summoned the Dreadwolf, who attacked the Mortalitasi and warned them against binding spirits. One of the surviving Mortalitasi mages believed that the use of binding spirits and blood magic disrupted the Dreadwolf's plans for the Fade. The Dreadwolf declared that anyone practicing such magic would face dire consequences. Whilst it is very much possible for Tevinter mages to stop using blood magic, the Mortalitasi rely on binding spirits for their mummification practices. The threat posed by the Dreadwolf puts their way of life at risk. Just think of all the skeleton servants in the Mortalitasi who are bound by a spirit. It remains to be seen whether the Mortalitasi will unite against Dreadwolf or find themselves living in fear and complying with the Dreadwolf's demands. Next up, the Qunari Antam / the Qunari Ben Hasrith. The Antam and the Ben Hasrith are two factions within the Qunari society. The Ben Hasrith, who act as the Qun spies, have extensive knowledge about Solas' movements across Thedas and are focused on stopping him. They are actively disrupting and intruding on Solas' plans. On the other hand, the Antam, more the military wing of the Qunari, are invading the south and seeking to bring countries under the Qun's governance. While the Antam pursues their own agenda of invasion, they are still interested in chasing after Solas. They believe that by discovering Solas' true name, they can exploit his weakness and defeat him. The Ben Hasrith, however, remain officially neutral in the Antam's invasion, but are free to act against a true threat, which implies that they are working against Solas. The Qunari as a whole are hostile towards Solas, and he is aware of their threat, particularly their invasion. Solas predicts that the Antam will gain control over a significant portion of Thedas, including the eastern regions of Tevinter and northern Antiven. Given their constant pursuit against Solas, the Qunari would be a valuable ally for our new hero in Dreadwolf. Whether they are willing to ally and work together remains uncertain. Next up, the Antiven Crows. Antiva, like Tevinter, faces a Qunari invasion. However, unlike Tevinter, Antiva lacks a military and instead relies on the secretive Antiven Crows, skilled assassins to confront their threats. Nonetheless, there are many internal conflicts among the Crows that has weakened their ability to counter the Qunari invasion. One house within the Crows had made a controversial deal with the Qunari, explored in 8 little talons, dividing the entire Crows. 2 Crow talons, named Tia and Viago, foiled a plot by 4th Talon Emil Cortez to aid this Qunari invasion that would have seen a, quote, peaceful invasion of Antiva. In the Tevinter Knight's tale The Wigmaker Job, Lucerne and Ilario de la Morte assassinate a powerful blood mage. However, the short story The Wake mourns Lucerne's death, but it's very much unsure if this is authentic, as Lucerne could be faking his death to hide from the Venatori. And in Dragon Age The Missing, Tia and Viago, along with Varric and Lace Harding, uncover connections between Lady Chrysanthus and the Venatori, of which Tia and Viago plot to go and tell the rest of the Antiven Crows about this Venatori scheme. It seems that the Crows face internal strife while battling the Qunari invasion and the Venatori, given Lucerne's, quote, timely death. Many such of these outcomes remain unknown, and we're definitely going to see the effect of these in Dreadwolf. Next up, the Lords of Fortune. A quick one, but the Lords of Fortune are a group of individuals who were revealed in Tevinter Knights, widely known as treasure hunters. They have a distinct role in seeking fortune, wealth, and any opportunities that pays well enough. While they share some similarities with stealthy spies, their focus is primarily on recovering valuable artifacts rather than gathering information and espionage. Who knows how much help the Lords of Fortune will be in the battle against the Dreadwolf, but if our hero needs an idol or, say, a Crucius Stone or some other kind of enigmatic massive weapon of destruction, surely the Lords of Fortunes are the ones who can retrieve it best. Another smaller one, we have the Lucerne. Revealed in Trespass's end credit scenes, the Lucerne, born out of Tevinter's Magisterium, strive to redeem and rejuvenate the Imperium. Initially formed by Dorian Pavis and Meveris Talani, its roots can be traced back to the resistance movement opposing the Venatori during the war against the Elder One. Following the Elder One's defeat, the Lucerne has evolved into an emerging force within the Magisterium. Still led by Maeve and Dorian, it has garnered support from numerous minor magisters who share a fervent desire to combat corruption, despite lacking political expertise. With a vision of a prosperous and improved Tevinter, the Lucerne steadily expands its influence. Next we have the Veil Jumpers. In Dragon Age The Missing, a brand new faction called the Veil Jumpers emerges, comprising a diverse group of individuals including Strife and Irulen from Tevinter Knights, and both Dalish and non-Dalish mages and hunters. This faction has a clear purpose to contain and confront the various dangers emanating from the cursed Arlathan Forest. Now, in Dragon Age The Missing, for Varric and Lace Harding, the forest was particularly significant due to the presence of the Crucius Stone, an immensely potent magical artifact that was recently retrieved there by Solas. When Varric informed the Veil Jumpers about Solas's true identity, they immediately grasped the magnitude of the situation. The realization that an elven god was wandering around with such a formidable stone compelled them to take decisive action, ultimately concluding that what's happening to the Arlathan Forest could potentially happen everywhere else if Solas succeeds. Who knows where the Veil Jumpers will go from there, but that realization gave them enough intention to do something about it. Next we have the Tevinter Sakari. The Tevinter Sakari are apparently the Imperium's best network of spies, introduced briefly in Tevinter Knights, characterized as strong and formidable. They possess extensive knowledge and information gathering capabilities, making them a valuable asset in any conflict. As you can imagine, with most spies, their expertise lie in infiltrating and acquiring intelligence from various factions and groups. However, they have thus yet to cooperate with the Inquisition, so who knows if the Sakari will seek outside help when dealing with the Dreadwolf. Ultimately, they are one of the most enigmatic factions introduced in Tevinter Knights, because we literally know nothing about them. Now, speaking of enigmatic, next up we have the mysterious Executors. The Executors were revealed in Inquisition, however, we got a lot more information on them in Tevinter Knights, and they are a mysterious organisation that speaks on behalf of powers across the sea who oppose Solas and his plans. While little is known about the Executors, they do share a common goal with the other factions discussed in this video: to bring about the downfall of Solas. The Executors are described as caring about Solas's goals and methods, indicating that they are well informed about his movements and his activities. Interestingly enough, Solas himself sees the Executors as a threat and silences one of their members during a conversation in the Dreadwolf TQ. This suggests that the Executors possess some knowledge or power that could rival Solas, or pose a significant challenge to his scheme. And Solas also warned Char smart about dealing with the Executors, emphasizing their dangerous nature. Given their opposition to Solas and the fact that Solas views them as a threat, the Executors could potentially be a crucial ally for our new hero in Dreadwolf. It's just a case of, are they going to be dangerous towards our new hero too? Next up we have the Shadow Dragons, a new faction introduced in the comic series The Missing, set after Trespasser. The Shadow Dragons are a group within the city of Manrathus in Tevinter that offers sanctuary to escaped slaves and supports them in reclaiming their stolen dignity. The group pledge their assistance to the slaves of the city and help them rebuild their lives free from the hardships of the Imperium and the Venatori. In The Missing, Varric and Harding seek the aid of the Shadow Dragons to gather information about Solas. It turns out that Solas was launching attacks on Venatori sites, stealing their artifacts and freeing their slaves. Despite an initial assumption that the Shadow Dragons and Solas were working together, it is revealed that Solas had been selflessly aiding the slaves, going beyond what the Shadow Dragons had done in the past, helping them without any ulterior motive other than to set up Varric and Les Harding. The Shadow Dragons also coordinate with Neve Gaius, a private investigator based in Manrathus. Ultimately, while the Shadow Dragons don't directly oppose Solas, they could certainly offer plenty of help in Manrathus, and maybe even our new hero could do some good and help the Shadow Dragons out for themselves. Next we have the Red Templars. The Crimson Knight and the Red Templars reappeared in Dragon Age Absolution, potentially tying them into Dreadwolf. The Circulum Infinitus, a powerful artifact, can revive people from the dead using blood from a relative. Hera, leading the Inquisition agents, betrayed Fairbanks during a heist for the Circulum in Absolution, and Hera then went to give the Circulum to the Crimson Knight. Now for those who don't know, the Crimson Knight is Knight Commander Meredith, who has somehow survived the events of Dragon Age 2 in her Red Lyrium state, now commanding the Red Templars. Meredith and the Red Templars' presence implies continued influence and potential aid to Solas' goal of destroying the Veil as Red Lyrium corruption spreads. Equally, we have the Crimson Knight's crusade against mages, and of course Tevinter Imperium is the hub of all mages, hinting at a potential full-scale war in Dreadwolf, or maybe even Absolution Season 2 if we get one. Next we have the Grey Wardens, of course fabled champions of bygone eras. The Grey Wardens currently find themselves mired in a profound crisis. Although their leaders have recently proven to be inept, with selling out to Tevinter Magisters, a cloak of secrecy envelops the Wardens within the bastions of Fortress Weishaupt. What lies behind this shrouded veil remains a tantalizing enigma, concealed from prying eyes. Whispers and conjectures abound, fueled by the uncharacteristic silence emanating from the Andfel's Wardens, who have abruptly severed all contact with their comrades scattered across Thedas. Tales of monumental discoveries swirl among the rumours, ranging from the resurgence of majestic griffins to the presence of sentient darkspawn, the reappearance of an ancient magister, or the festering turmoil within the upper echelons of Warden leadership. Regardless of the precise nature of this truth, one irrefutable fact looms large. Within the hallowed confines of Weishaupt, something has gone grievously amiss, casting a menacing shadow over the enduring presence of the Grey Wardens in the tumultuous tapestry of the Dragon Age universe. Next up we have the Venatori, explored in the immersive narratives of Tevinter Knights, Dark Fortress and Dragon Age Absolution. The Venatori, despite their shattered state, maintain a formidable presence within the Dragon Age universe. Their lingering influence permeates the treacherous underbelly of Tevinter, while they manipulate dark forces to further their sinister goals. Whether it's their audacious attempts to awaken a malevolent demon lurking beneath the ancient city of Manrathus, or their insidious creation of Red Lyrium-infused soldiers, this fanatical cult harbours an unwavering vendetta to restore Tevinter to its former glory, whatever that means. Undeterred by setbacks, the Venatori persistently pursue their malefic agenda, casting a perpetual shadow over the realm. And lastly, we have the Inquisition. Of course, the remnants of the Inquisition, despite the absence of the Inquisitor, are still actively pursuing Solas. Each of the Dragon Age comics continually show this as agents of the Inquisition rally up to face the Dreadwolf. Charter, an agent who has directly been involved in chasing down Solas, has gathered Thedas' best spies and shares knowledge about Solas with other factions. And even as a small group, the Inquisition's network of spies has grown, actively seeking information about Solas and forging alliances with various groups. Ultimately, the Inquisition's resources and connections make them still a significant force against the Dreadwolf, and surely a few of them are going to make their way in this next chapter. As Dragon Age Dreadwolf unfolds, the effort of various factions against the Dreadwolf become increasingly crucial in shaping the game's narrative. As our new hero embarks on this journey, they will encounter many of these factions, hopefully forming alliances and unraveling their secrets that will ultimately determine the fate of Thedas. In any event, this has been everything you need to know on Thedas' most key movements ahead of Dragon Age Dreadwolf. I'm sure we're going to get more factions introduced in Dreadwolf, but for the moment, these are the key factions and their fight against Solas. Let me know all of your thoughts down below on each of them. Which faction are you most excited to witness? Do you think we'll be a member of one of these factions? I would love to hear all of your thoughts down below and continue this conversation. But of course, for the latest on Dreadwolf, you're already in the right place. But until the next one, I have been Jackdaw, and I should go. Whoa, 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 whoa.